Thank you for watching Not My Bag.
If you're watching this, make sure to like and subscribe.
If you're listening, give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Not My Bag. And today's guest is Louie Spence.
Am I on?
You are.
We are so happy to have you here.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be here. I mean, it's nice, it's unusual, it's different, isn't it? Quite like the divide.
I just love this guy.
Very straight.
Honestly.
Very gay.
Well, that's why you're on that side.
Yeah, well, I could slip over to that side, darling. I mean,
we'll wait and see how
I've
the pod-
tried it. More than you, by the sounds of it, when I watch. I need to get you and vagina sorted out, darling. I'm telling you. I don't get it. What's going on?
I know. Do you know what?
Sorry, have you got any more intros? Do your bits, then we'll get on to vagina
we were
and
gonna.
you.
You know what? We were going to ask you about that, but I think we'll come to it. About George needs all the help he can
He
get.
needs to come to something, darling, because there's fuck all going on. Something needs to come. Honestly. Balls must be exploding, darling.
Yeah, no,
it must be
it's getting hard
George.
to walk sometimes.
He's right.
Yeah, I mean, no, actually, let me just clear that up now, because it did concern me when I watched it. I thought, now listen, even I've had a scratch and sniff. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I can't believe that you have. So, you know, what have you done? Have you done, every other thing?
Yeah.
And all of that. You just haven't put it in.
No, I'd like to know this. You haven't really disclosed the family, really, have you?
Yeah, because it's not really something like you speak about.
Yeah, no, it is now.
Not right now.
Great. Yeah,
Not right now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not my bag. I want to know why. You know, that's the whole thing. I meant to learn why this young heterosexual male has not managed to poke in deep.
Oh my God.
I mean, you know, I'm curious.
There's
Like I say, even I was 12, and I didn't, like I say, it was literally a scratch and sniff. I had my fab lolly, what it was, Mr. Whippy come round, and me and this girl used to go and play in the ditch after school before our sister got home from senior school.
Right.
So we went to Mr. Whippy, got the fab lolly. Didn't you got a fab lolly?
Yeah, I
You've
love
got to
fab
remember,
lolly.
anyway.
Yeah.
Went down to the ditch behind and had a scratch and sniff, like a scratch and I was like, no, not for me.
Right. Yeah.
Not my
yeah.
bag.
I've never done that. I've never done that
Even
either.
I have literally had a little poke around. So now, explain to me. You get there, you do the kissing, you know, you know, all of that, but then you just don't manage to slip it in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you think it's like you want to be like into them?
No, sometimes
This has started off on such a rogue tangent, by the way.
Listen, I watch.
No.
And I'm
I
sure
appreciate
there's
you
lots
watching.
of people curious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, no.
As a gay man.
Yeah.
Who, like I say, had a little try when I was younger.
Yeah. What's?
Is it? Do you have an erectile dysfunction problem? Can you not keep it up? Is that the problem? Is it too much? Because I tell you, when I was younger, I was so insecure. Literally, as a gay man, I was so insecure. Literally, even when I was young, sometimes I couldn't get it up because I was so insecure.
Yeah.
I felt so insecure.
No, do you know what? It is
myself.
a serious problem for some.
Well, I don't think it's a problem. It's just a curiosity as to why you can't manage to finish the deed.
I think you're waiting for the right girl, aren't you?
Yeah, I think now I am. Yeah.
Oh, is it that?
Well, no, there's been times where like I've definitely been like too drunk and stuff, or like, do you know what I mean? Or they've had their own, like, let's call it lady
problems.
Yeah, all stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just never really happened.
It's a nightmare to come to my house. You've got lady problems. I can't have them in. I've got a septic tank. I can't have anything down the loo. No wet wipes, no lady bits. Literally, it is honestly. If there's anyone on the blob, they can't come round. Luckily, you know, all my sisters are old now. My nieces have a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
They can only come round when they're not. Do you know what I mean? I don't trust them.
No, I get
and
that.
blocking up my septic tank would be a nightmare. Anyway, it was just a curiosity they've done, but it may be something we can help sort out there.
Yeah,
and
hopefully.
if it is because you're just waiting for the right one, then I think that's very, very honourable that you're you can resist shooting your load or literally poking it in because you may think, oh, do you know what? I've had a flick and a tiggle, and that's not right. I'm not putting it in there. I'm waiting for the right one.
It's amicable, George.
It is.
It is.
Anyway, now back to your question, Paul. Sorry, I just wanted to clear that up.
It's fine.
No, well, we're all from Essex.
We're from
Got
Essex.
a common denominator.
Yeah, I was born in North London.
Yeah.
And then in Enfield.
Oh, Enfield.
And then when I was about 4 or 5 or 6, no, 4 or 5, my parents moved to Essex.
Right.
To a small town in Essex called Braintree, which was, I mean, I love beautiful new council estate, you know, from a masonette to like a 3-bedroom house. My dad built a brick wall, we had a porch and everything. We were really posh. And anyway, so yeah, we moved down to Braintree, and then I left there again when I was about 13 because I went to a stage school in London.
Right, okay.
But yeah, and all my family is still around the area, and I still have a house now I live in that area.
Right, yeah. No, I
So
love
quite
that.
close to like where we are,
We're
really.
literally
Yeah.
like 10 minutes away from each other. You should
Yeah.
come round for a roast.
No, I
Mum will cook you a
absolutely
roast.
will, darling. No,
It'd be lush.
darling, I thought the invite was something else there. I was like, I would definitely be around. If you're talking to roast chicken, then no.
Teach my dad how to do the splits.
I can
and
do
all
my
sorts.
own.
Oh, and so back in the day, as you were mentioning, your dad was a mechanic. Is that
My
right?
dad had a tyre depot called John's Tyres
Oh, I
and
love
Exhausts.
Very,
Yeah, and I was the Saturday boy.
very geezerish.
How'd you find that?
I mean, I loved it. I used to go down. I used to be puncher boy.
Okay.
So in them days, you didn't have the machines now that break down the tyre.
Yeah.
Well, you did, but they didn't do it all. They didn't take the tyre off. So you used to have to get the tyre, put it in a water butt, blow it up, put it in a water bath that
Yeah.
sometimes you'd have to crack the ice on. It was hard.
Oh,
it
cold.
was butch. It was literally.
George, this is a bit of you. This
No
is your
matter
bag,
what
isn't
weather. So you'd have to push the tyre in. When you see the water coming up, you put a yellow bit of chalk mark. Then you'd go and break the tyre down, put it on this other machine, put this metal thing in, and pull it round to get the tyre off, fix the puncher, put it back on. Sometimes it needed an inner tube, slip that in, take the money from the customer, put it in the till. I used to put half in the till and half in my pocket. So the only reason I did it at John's Tyres and Exhausts because I used to nick money.
I mean,
Fair enough.
fair game, innit?
Entrepreneurial one.
Yeah, and that
exactly.
was your dad's.
That was my dad's tyre. So, you know, I kept it in the family.
No, do you know exactly?
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that was me being butch.
Yeah.
But in saying that, being butch, I mean, I've never been butch. I mean, on TV.
I've seen you've done a good geezer impression on TV, though.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
When you went to that building site and you
We were crying.
you were walking about and you put your arm
Oh,
out and you walked over
in Pineapple when it was
Yeah,
that one.
and you went,
oh, yeah,
"What,
when the
me?"
building, right, mate? Yeah, well, yeah, need a bit of chipboard on there, mate. Yeah, 2x4, 4x8, yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be great.
and then you walked away and you went, okay.
I know. I mean, sometimes I could get away with it if they don't know me.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I could get away with it. As long as I don't open my mouth and say yes, I'm fine. As soon as an S comes out of my mouth, I'm fucked.
See, I also do the straight voice on the phone. If I get an unknown number, George hears me like the estate agents at the minute are doing viewings at our flat, and I'm like, yeah, you're white.
Yeah.
How's it going? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
good,
like,
mate, yeah.
oh, that was really uncomfortable.
But you know what it is? I do think it is. I don't know if it's just for coming from Essex, but I mean, or from the background you're from. I mean, I'm from like a working class background,
Yeah.
council. You know, all my family, the men in my family are real men, but they're not like men like what, you know, don't like gays or don't like this.
Yeah.
or that.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? So I've always been, like in my family, and even when I was a kid on the council estate, all the kids just accepted me. We were all right, you know, and everything was all right. And
Yeah.
because you're brought up with all the lads like that, you know what I mean? And
You
like,
can
you're going to
turn
do
it
this,
on.
you're going to do that. You get it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Joe does it sometimes, he doesn't even mean to do it.
George
Do you know
says
what I mean?
sometimes I go fully geezery, like I do an impression of my dad.
Yeah.
Our dad's a car dealer, so like he does
Yeah.
the whole like one owner,
Yeah.
full service
Yeah.
street. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that
Pucker and
mini,
all that.
pucker mucker, all that stuff, and we do it all the time. But I don't even notice I do it. But yeah, as you said, like when you're in that upbringing and in that setting where you've kind of got I told you I'm flaily.
Darling, you're fine.
With the male figures in your life, it's quite nice because you don't feel like you have
I
to.
think if you've always like repressed it, like your sexuality or whatever, or you haven't been accepted for how you were as a child, or they
Yeah.
tried to change you by trying to make you go to football or do all this. My family never did that. One, because my dad didn't have time. He was working 3 jobs and mum was working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit. As long as we were eating
Yeah.
and we were in at 7 o'clock, you know,
Yeah.
all shared the bath water.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean? On a Sunday night, ready for school. As long as we did that,
Yeah.
they didn't really care. As long as we were healthy
Course.
and happy.
Yeah, which is lovely. And mum
So
and
it
dad are
should
the same,
be, yeah.
aren't they?
So I think
Yeah.
that whole thing about, you know, like when you say like being the geezer and being able to do that.
Yeah.
Just because you may at another time be screaming queen, like,
Yeah.
oh, God, you know, it doesn't mean that you can't, in a social situation,
Yeah.
adapt yourself.
No, of
and
course.
also, it's another part of yourself.
Yeah.
It's not exactly who that person on TV is what they employ me to be.
Course.
They want me
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be bigger than life, doing the splits, doing the hiking.
Yeah, yeah.
They're paying the check. I'll give them what they want.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't think I'm at home 24/7 spinning around in a fucking tutu. Do you know what I mean? Going, oh no, yeah, let me just fall into the splits. Oh yeah, you know, or doing a flat back over one,
Yeah.
taking a pizza out the oven. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of the time I'm sitting on the sofa in a pair of joggers.
Yeah.
You know, a skanky
Or cleaning out the septic
t-shirt.
tank.
Exactly, farting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
just being, I suppose, normal in the sense
Yeah.
of not the persona that you see on the TV.
Yeah.
And that is
Talent
how I
as well,
relate.
to be able to switch between. It's an act, isn't it?
But that's how I relate. Obviously, that's how I get on. I like to say I can't go into a car garage and say, you know, I need a new tyre. I can't walk in there and go, oh, hi, yeah, I need a new tyre. I've got a Hyundai i10, fully serviced. You know, but can you just slip a new tyre? And I don't need anything too expensive, but, you know, would you do that for me? Oh, you're so lovely.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, they'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I go in and say, I need a new tyre, mate.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's wrong. I think it's a puncture, but if it can't be repaired, then just whack a new tyre on it. That'd be great. How much is that?
Have they ever been like, oh, Louie, like, do a flip? Do you know what I mean?
Look, the thing is, at the height of when I was like famous, because any fame, it has its peak.
Of course.
And then it has its trough, and then it just goes like this, you know, and I'm just riding the wave now like this. Things come in, things don't come in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll go into some places, they'll recognise me, and you know when they recognise, they go, you're that.
Yeah.
You're that dancer, aren't you? You're that. They say sometimes Louie Walsh, and I'm like, no, darling, I'm not Louie Walsh. I'm fucking out and gay. Anyway, you know. But the thing is, you know, and so
George and I were interested because in your like early career, prior to Pineapple, you know, when everything kind of took off from there, about you were in the West End, weren't you?
Yes.
And particularly like Cats. How was that?
I was in the original cast of Miss Saigon, which I don't know if you'd remember that show. I don't know if it did play up until about 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
Which was an incredible thing. It's just sort of after I'd left college. No, actually, I'd been in Italy and done a job in Italy, and then I come back and I did Miss Saigon. But then later on, it was after I finished Spice Girls. So we finished in 98.
Right.
And I think I went into Cats in November 98.
Okay.
Which they were two of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, Spice Girls was incredible. They were so massive.
I can't, I'm so jealous.
And there's you've got to think, how many dancers get the chance to go to North America? I mean, hardly any, because we had Oasis, we had Take That, but they weren't famous in America.
Yeah, that's it.
So there was I mean, I don't know, I can't think of an artist before the Spice Girls who would have taken dancers to do that. We always had American artists like Janet and Michael and, you know, all of that, Whitney, all those kind of people come over and brought American dancers, but the English dancers never got a chance to go there.
No, 100%.
So we had the most incredible time.
So were you touring?
We were touring. We did the whole
Girls?
we did the whole of the UK. We did the whole of Europe and the whole of North America. And
at that time as well, such an incredible excuse to travel. Do you know what I mean? Because you would never have had that opportunity.
I wouldn't have gone to all those countries.
Yeah, 100%. So
and doing something you love as well.
Yeah.
And being paid.
Yeah.
They were generous with us.
Yeah.
We stayed in the same 5-star hotels as them.
Lovely.
And obviously the two gays on the job, darling, we got to fly in the private jet with them. The others were on the economy somewhere, darling. The two queens, we were like, we got upgraded to the private jet. So sometimes we'd fly in the private jet with them. Yeah. But we had the best time ever, and they were the nicest, kindest, most generous girls.
Who would you say your favourite is?
Oh, my favourite's Emma all the way. Well, she's I was with her yesterday.
I love Emma.
I mean, I was just with Emma yesterday. I love her too. And Jade, her husband.
Oh, is he lovely?
Oh, he's beyond. I mean, actually, talking about girls, now I did tell her this. Have you ever dreamt that you've slept with a girl, like sleeping with a girl and actually having sex?
Do you know what? Yeah, I have. No, it's been really weird. I was actually saying this last night because I have. It's not something that ever like carried through. Do you know what I mean? In real life,
no.
But I've had I've woken up and been like, oh my god, like I just had sex with a woman. Well, I've seen like one vagina. It was my mum's when I came out. Like
I had sex with Emma in my dream.
Oh.
I was like, shit, there's something desperately wrong here because she's one of my best friends and she's the most gorgeous, she's just an incredible person. Apart from all the fame and who she is as Baby Spice. Yeah. I was like, shit, that's wrong. You know, especially...
Did you call her?
Yeah,
hot sweat in the morning.
I sent her a WhatsApp going, girl, you'll never believe it. I just had sex with you. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure her husband Jade wouldn't bother. Mind you, he's a hunk. He wasn't involved, but maybe
you wish he was.
Absolutely, he's so gorgeous. Anyway, so sorry, I digress. Back to that. So yes, that was incredible. And then after that, I went straight into doing Cats, playing magical Mr. Mistopheles. And with this speech impediment, darling, you can imagine every time I said it, oh, well, and never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. You can imagine, can't you? The whole fucking theatre, all the mics were like... They had to turn my mic down because literally with my impediment, I'd be like, I'd say it, magical Mr. Mistopheles. And it was like, they're like, girl,
Take some
we're going to have
away.
to turn your mic down. Anyway, so they were two of the best jobs I've ever done, sort of back to back. And then, you know, I went to Pineapple.
And then, and you started at Pineapple. And how did you start off there? 'Cause, like, you were there for a long time.
Yeah. So
years,
what happened was I'd had an amazing career as a dancer. You know, I'd done everything I wanted to do. And I think I was 28 or 29. And I was like, I'd done it. I'd done the biggest tour any dancer could ever do, like the Spice Girls. I know Dua Lipa's doing North America now, but I'm talking when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I thought, what is there? Do I want to now go and dance behind like 15-year-old girl bands or 20-year-old boy bands? No, I don't. You know, do I want to continue in the West End? I thought, actually, no. I've just done the best gig as a dancer, doing Magical Mistopheles. In Cats, that's a really big dance role.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, fulfilled that. And I thought, no, but I still wanted to be involved. I still wanted to be around the people I loved.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine was the manager at Pineapple. And I said, you got any jobs, girl? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, listen, get rid of that fucking bitch behind there because she's got no customer service there. Literally, whenever I come in, she's got a face like a smacked ass. Anyway, so
if you're watching.
So anyway, Miss Thing from the, I think she left anyway. Honestly, you can't work in a place like Pineapple, no matter who comes through the door, whether it's just a dancer or like Madonna, because literally she rehearsed there, Beyonce, they all come in.
Right.
You can't have a face like a smacked ass front of house. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
It's the first face you see, isn't it?
Exactly. And I was like, this would be so much better. Anyway, she went, I came in. So I started on at reception. And then the owner, Debbie Moore, OBE.
Get that one in there.
She's got a title, not a dame yet, but she should be. Anyway, she is as camp as Christmas. She used to be a model. You know, she's, anyway, an incredible woman. Absolutely love her to bits. I mean, a gay man's dream. You know, glamorous. She's got all the designer stuff, you know, but just, anyway, you'd love her. You'd like her. Well, I don't know. I was going to say you'd like her to poker, but you're having trouble with that. Anyway, you would love her. Do you know what I mean?
No, I love women like that.
So we got really friendly and everything. And obviously, I jumped up the ladder, darling, artistic director. I gave myself the title. And
do you know what? I think that's a gay man thing because I worked in a corporate job and I made myself a title as well. I was sat in the meeting and I was like, do you know what? They were like, here's the career map. And I was like, I think this is better suited to me.
Absolutely.
And it's always like account director. Do you know what I mean? It's always something like that.
We're people's people.
Yeah, 100%. You've got to zhuzh it up.
Person. Absolutely.
George,
I need to take some notes.
no,
No,
a lot of notes.
I'm writing down these notes, don't worry.
Yeah. Anyway, so then after that, then what happened with Pineapple, how Pineapple started, the show. Now, we had lots of people come in about doing a documentary about Pineapple.
Yes.
But it was really difficult because we had so many celebrities what come in there to rehearse.
The NDAs and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
just
can't
keep it
have
secret
a camera
and-
crew.
yeah,
I say, when you've got Madonna coming in, Beyonce, Sugar Babes, Spice Girls, you know, all of the acts of that time would come in and rehearse as well as all the West End shows.
Was Pineapple meant to be like a bit of a secret studio for people to just go?
No, it wasn't at all. It's a space where dancers go and rehearse, and it's a space where dancers train.
Right.
But it was it was a place what was in the heart of Theatreland, but in the heart of central London.
Yeah.
So any celebrity or big artist, they like to come rehearse there because afterwards they could pop off to the Ivy, go and do shopping. They're in central London.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Easy, isn't it?
although, you know, when Madonna or Janet or whoever was in, people would always sort of try and look. People really weren't that bothered because everyone was sort of in the industry, you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you had to be really careful if you think you're going to do a documentary and have a film crew where these people are going to come in looking like shit.
Yeah.
They don't want to be on camera.
So loads of lights.
The fundamentals of your business are the people you have come in, and so it was weighing it up. Do we want to really do that? Well,
You did.
girl. So you won't be interested. This guy come in, Jonathan Stradlin. He was a producer. He come in, honestly, eyes as blue as literally the sky shining
I'm a sucker
on
for eyes.
the Antarctic.
Love
honestly,
eyes.
piercing blue eyes. And
You were weak at the knees at that point, weren't you?
darling, I was fucking self-lubricating. Anyway, so the thing is, so he came in and I see him park his bike outside and I was already like, I can smell this one out, darling. Anyway, so he walked in and I'm not lying, he had an arse like 2 hard-boiled eggs in a handkerchief. All that riding that bike.
It is the bike. It's the glutes.
Darling,
and honestly, it works.
So he come in and I thought, what's this one want? Anyway, and he proposed about doing an observational documentary.
Fine, okay.
So you know that. So that's just where all these documentaries now. But anyway, we'll get onto that.
Yeah.
Observational documentary. I'm like, shit, you can be in here every day, darling. So I went straight up to Miss Moore, Debbie Moore, OBE, soon to be Dame, hopefully. I went straight up to her and I said, Debbie, I'm sorry, darling. I know we've always said no about this before. And he was charming, funny.
Yeah.
He just got it.
You need that energy.
He was camp but not gay.
Okay.
But truly camp
like
but
David
not
Walliams.
gay. Yeah, but
Fine.
he would, like I say, he would turn it on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would turn it on. But anyway, so I went up to Debbie Moore OBE and I said to her, listen, I said, we've got to do this. This guy's really nice. Anyway, she met him. We decided we would do it. Yeah. Observational documentary on Sky One. You're talking 2010.
Yeah.
I was like, Sky One, I didn't have cable, darling. I wasn't interested. I thought, well, I said to her, look, we might as well do it. I said, no one's going to fucking watch it. It's on Sky One.
Yeah.
You know, Sky One. If it weren't on 1 to 5 or 1 to 4 or however many channels.
Yeah.
I thought, who's going to be, you know.
Clicking through the channels.
No. You know, it's not going to happen. Let's do it. You know, there was no money. We got paid no money because it was an observation documentary. But it was, in a sense, a great advert for the company because
Get your name out there.
We also had a fashion brand. Pineapple has a massive fashion brand.
I remember everyone wore the clothes.
Everyone was wearing
school. Everyone wore the clothes.
So it was great for the fashion brand. The studios didn't need it, but great for the fashion brand. Anyway.
Of course.
So we said we'd do it. We thought, no fucker's going to watch it because it's on, like I said, Sky One. And I thought, well, I don't have it. You don't have it. Ask my friends, they don't have it. And who's going to sit home on a Sunday night, darling? Where were we? We were down fucking Trade or somewhere wherever. You were too young. You were most probably just discovering your sexuality when I was out doing those things. Anyway, I thought, no one's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, fuck me.
Well, exactly.
Fuck me.
Literally, it did fuck me really hard, darling. Literally, so it started in February 2010. So we filmed till 2009, and there were 6 episodes. After the first episode, they wanted to film another 6. So as them ones were going out, we were filming another 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were just literally filming what we did.
Yeah.
And obviously, when the camera was on, you know, obviously I was
Everyone's
like,
a bit amplified.
I was like into the camera like this.
Yeah.
And they obviously just used all of that in the edit. Like you were saying about when the Love Islanders were on here, you know, they'll do that thing. They'll edit where you'll see like the girl go like that.
Yeah.
And she was mostly just looking because there's a mosquito.
Yeah.
You know, she's like,
Yeah.
shit. And they'd do that and then they'd go to the guy and you'd think she was giving
them the eyes.
And
that's TV,
So in
innit?
the edit, they just used all the camp bits of me, which was fine. So like I said, February 2010 it come out. Now, I got this job to go, who was it with? No, it wasn't EasyJet. It was lastminute.com. Anyway, something like that.
Yeah.
So we didn't get paid for it. I got offered 10 grand to go to, I don't know, was it Canary Islands?
Okay. Right.
So my husband's Spanish. I was like, fine, we'll go to the Canary Islands.
Yeah.
I got paid 10 grand, go there for 2 weeks. And I was
Happy
like,
days,
fine.
yeah.
I was
nice.
like, 10 grand. It was like, that was a lot of
Yeah,
money.
cool.
You know,
100%.
in one lump.
Yeah.
You know, considering like as a dancer, you're always in overdraft. And I was like thinking, oh, great, I'm rich, great. We're getting 10 grand and we're getting a free holiday. While I'm out there, get a call, and literally there's only 2 shows gone out. Jonathan Ross wants me on his show. I'm thinking Jonathan Ross.
Jonathan Ross.
And we're talking like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
shit,
so I'm like, shit, I need to get back. Let's get a flight. Well, tragedy. It was when they had that fucking, that volcanic thing and there was all that smoke in the sky.
Right, yeah.
Couldn't get home for love nor money. Couldn't get off the island. I was like, get me off this island. I don't care how much I loved it before. You paid me 10 grand to come and say I love it. I fucking hated it. Anyway, so I was like, get me off this island. So we had to somehow, I think we got a boat to France.
Oh, you actually did try and make it back?
God, I'm not missing Jonathan Ross. I was on with fucking Gwyneth Paltrow. Anyway,
Wow, that's
I must admit,
crazy.
she did pull out and she couldn't make it either because of the cloud and she had to do it on video. But I was still on with her.
But
sort
you
of
were
thing.
overseas, roads, a lot.
I was in sea, I was on the Eurostar. Anyway, got on there. But what I'm saying is, from something I said no one's going to watch,
Yeah, to then all of a
it
sudden...
aired 2 episodes and then I'm on Jonathan Ross.
Yeah.
And then literally...
I'm guessing it was just
I
up from
can't,
there.
but that is honestly, that
was-
must have been the most surreal thing.
It was fucking insane.
Yeah.
I every day I was doing something and I thought, people are like, you know, you go, do you want this? Do you want that? Or can you do this? Can you do that? Do you mind? I'm like, girl, I'm fucking, literally, I've been cleaning someone who's fucking been on diuretics so they can fit into their lycra, sitting down the toilets in Pineapple. I've been cleaning up their shit. You think that I can't sit on here and be camp and fucking gay and do a split across the desk and you're going to pay me? This is a piece of piss. this?
But it's like imposter syndrome, isn't it? Because we've had it where we're in similar situations and we're like, a year ago, George showed me yesterday on his phone and his memories, what was you doing? Like digging up
tiles and
pavements
building
and stuff.
stuff. And then like a year on.
Yeah. And then you look at it now and it's like, and then you go into places, people like, you okay? Like, what do you want? And it's like, I'm just happy being here.
Yeah, they're like, I'm like, for me,
I'm just,
do you know what I mean?
I'm just happy to, do you know what I mean?
I think what's good with me and Joe as well, obviously, we've got
each other.
Exactly.
You know what
We've always said, going to events and stuff or doing things like, I can imagine it with you being, like, even if you're saying you're in your late 20s, early 30s, go into these like TV things or go into these shows on your own. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
We go to events and we've been before and turned up and it's a bit like, well, this is a bit much.
Standoffish.
But we can like bounce off each other, have a lot, like family. It's so,
you can't beat
know
it.
what I mean? And it is, and I know everyone says it, but genuinely, like, I think that's why it works so well with George and I, because we can turn up and just like you can switch it on, but you switch it on with each other at first. So then it comes across really naturally. But yeah, like I couldn't imagine turning up somewhere, Spice Girls and everything, and then you're like
on your own.
Do you know what I mean? Crazy.
And you do feel like when I used to go with my driver. I say my driver, he wasn't my driver. I didn't employ him, but whenever I got a job and where I live out in the sticks, I'd always use the same driver.
Yeah.
And then we become friends. So I would always say, can I have a +1?
Yeah.
So he would always come with me, and not a security, but he'd become a friend. So there was always somebody that when there was that awkward moment, I had somebody to turn to.
Yeah.
And also, the funniest thing is, like, when you first become well-known, you'll go to these things and the paps are, Luke, you turn to the left, turn to the right, and then you move along and then that bitch is bigger than you. Do you know what I mean? But then as it goes down, when you go there, when I go to these things now, I'm just thinking, do you know what? No one's really that interested. Do you know what I mean? They've got photos of me doing that. And so it's like, are you going to do that camera run? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, really? It's just not worth it.
No,
because,
I know what you mean.
And also, it's like, if they're not calling your name, then...
Oh, have I got a story for you? George, this is funny. George and I went to the Top Gun premiere for the new Top Gun film in London.
Yeah.
Was it last year or this year?
This year, Leicester Square.
And we went to it. It was phenomenal. Like,
Tom Cruise was there.
Tom Cruise was there.
Ex-footballers,
it was insane.
The whole cast.
We then got brought into the press queue to go and get the photos in front of the plane and everything. So George and I are like, this is absolute, like, mind-blowing, incredible.
I'd like ex-Man United footballers in front of me. I was
my
like,
mum in my pocket. I was like the cast in front of us, like whatever. Hadn't seen Tom Cruise yet. And so
you'd have to stand on a box, darling.
I know. Well, we were elevated, so thankfully we saw him at one point. But we went in front of the plane. It was we waited how long? 40 minutes. We were late to the premiere.
We were late to the premiere,
whatever in the cinema world. We sat in front of the plane. All the paps are there, ready to go. All of a sudden,
someone just shouts a name and goes, Tom Cruise.
Walks past. Not a single flash.
Every
from
camera
George.
goes.
Not a single
Bam.
Getty image of George and I for that night. I think it went off by mistake. They went, sorry. We just had to leave. It was the most embarrassing thing. Wasn't it awful? Like, we kind of just scuttled off and was like...
Especially where we'd queued the whole time and then they had this massive
I was like, do you know what, Tom Cruise?
This huge thing. And then all of a sudden someone goes, Tom Cruise, and all the cameras just go. And we just stood there like lemons.
I was absolutely mortified. And that's the only help we've had at a premiere, isn't it?
You know, the thing is with all of that, I mean... Like I say, milk it while it's happening.
Yeah.
And when it's down, just enjoy it. Enjoy
it,
the free food. Enjoy if you drink the free drink. And you will find them same journalists, them same pats. They're not interested in you when you're plateaued or do you know what I mean? And just
enjoy and relish in the when we got into the cinema, like we had such a laugh. It was so much fun, wasn't it? And like we actually met people because it's different with a digital space. TV. We've done both.
Yeah.
Oh God, we've done both, but we met people on the red carpet, really lovely. Like we follow you, and that's like really nice. That kind of engagement side of things. But yeah, as you said, you just got to enjoy it while it's there.
I personally think, like I say, I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
I really don't. I watch Netflix, I watch Amazon Prime, all of those kind of things. I actually don't watch, unless it's like, Chateau DIY or George Clark's, because I love renovation, I love interior design, I love all of that. When I watch some shows now, like I never watched Love Island. I didn't have a clue those people were yesterday. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a way of like...
No, of course, it's preference.
But because I didn't watch it, because I just know that when you've been in TV, you know how it's produced. And I just thought, if I see someone I like, I will be like, Google them. Like, for example, what's that guy's name yesterday?
Andrew. Andrew LePage.
So Andrew LePage. If I looked at him, I'd just Google Andrew LePage nude. And I'd Google that to see if he's got any nude images, because I can't be bothered to wait for him to go on OnlyFans or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought, then he's out the way. So I'll just get to see what I want to see, and then they're out the way. So that's all. Like, if I flick onto something, I always do that, don't you? Any celebrity you like, just Google it.
I've done it before, yeah. I've done it before. Justin Bieber had some pictures.
Justin Bieber, I mean, they're dulling. There's some of them. I'm like, but literally, that's just, that's like foreplay.
Actually watching this, like,
that's a foreplay over. Do you know what I mean? Just get to the thing, then you can move on. I can get back to
You've done your window shopping.
I can get back to Chateau DIY. Do you know what I mean? But so, I mean, if I wasn't so lazy and like couldn't be bothered, my social media, I don't have huge amounts of followers.
We love your TikTok though.
But I do I mean, you can see how rarely I do them.
Yeah.
But I get a really good engagement.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't have the passion to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's because you've been in the industry for so long?
But also you've worked so hard.
Like you've not lost your passion.
If you sat here and said to me like, I'm making TikToks twice now, I'd be like, you're right.
What
like,
you taking?
Do you need like some green tea or some shit? Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's generally laziness.
Yeah.
It's generally age, as in I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And I can't be bothered to say that, I'm going to go and have a green tea. I'm just gone to the gym.
Yeah.
I can't bother with all of that. I feel as though if I do it, there's got to be some purpose or whatever behind it.
Yeah.
But I'm just lazy.
But I feel like you can. That's fine. You can afford to do that because the career you've had and stuff. It's not like you've not done anything.
I think because of my age and because when I became famous off the back of Pineapple, I never had money in the bank as such.
Yeah.
But when that happened to me at 41, I think I was just turned 41. I was like, if there is a God, then he's giving me a second chance.
Yeah.
And the money that came in, I won't even say because it was embarrassing to think that I could earn that much to be that gay for that short a period.
I know,
but it's so well deserved.
But what I'm saying is, with that, I did have a Range Rover and a Mercedes, but I got rid of them. I don't even have a car now.
Do you know what I remember? Years and years ago, I worked in a pub in Dunmow, and I remember that one of my colleagues came up to me and went, "I've just seen Louie Spence drive past the Range Rover."
Yeah.
And that's how long ago was that? Isn't that crazy? Full circle thing. But I remember that.
I had that because I've never experienced it.
But that's what I mean. I feel like everyone does that, don't they? They get their first paycheck or get a bit of money.
Then I realised the most important thing for me is my future. So what do I want to do? I put my money in property.
Yes.
So I own like properties which I have no mortgages on. So they're all mine, thank God now. I have a house in Spain which I have no mortgage on. So with all of that good fortune, I thought I can't piss this up the wall.
No.
I set myself up for my future. So now that is my pension.
Yeah.
So now
you can afford to be
that. So now I don't go like out to plus restaurants. Like I say, I don't drive around a Range Rover anymore. I don't drive around a Mercedes because that money to me was pissing money out the wall. When I work, they send a car.
Yeah.
And when I don't work, I'll take my husband's Hyundai i10 because he likes a small car so he can nip to Tesco's and park easily.
No, I think that's...
Do you know what I mean?
No, I rate it so much.
Because that's the other thing, I know I keep slapping, but I really want to insist.
It's like an ASMR video at this point.
Because if you are, you're young and if it's all happening for you, like I say, that's great. But you've got to not get into that thing of thinking because you have the flash car, because you have the flash car you don't own that you're spending this much money on, the house that you're renting and pissing that much money up on the wall. You know what I mean? The expensive holidays, the expensive watches, all of that kind of thing. It means fucking jack shit if it's just for, look, I've made it, I'm famous, I'm
I've got a nice car.
Keeping up, don't bother.
No. I drove my Volkswagen up till 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And everyone was going to me, how can you be on Gogglebox and still be driving that car? And I was like,
because they don't fucking pay you.
Like, what do you mean? It's crazy. And I agree with what you're saying.
Just set yourself up.
It's just a really materialistic world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
and also, do you know what the thing is as well? When you, like, say, I come from absolutely nothing and literally... I mean, within like a year, I was a millionaire. And literally with cash and, and
you have to make that decision, don't you?
The thing, I was speaking yesterday when I went to see Emma Bunton, Babe Smash, my friend. When I was speaking to her yesterday, I was just saying, it's really weird that obviously she's on a different level. But then it's really weird. You think, obviously, money makes things easier.
Yeah.
having that security makes things easier. But it doesn't fundamentally change who you are. Well, I suffer really bad anxiety.
Yeah.
I suffer, every day.
Yeah.
It hasn't taken that away. It hasn't taken the fact, it hasn't taken anything away apart from, like I say, I'm in a very fortunate position where I own my property. To pay the bills. But it just doesn't. It doesn't give you joy. It doesn't give you happiness. Happiness is truly, like some guru now. Like it's from within and your family. It's about the people you love, and that's where now I don't care about work so much now. And if things come in, I'll turn them down because I think, do you know what? No, I prefer to stay at home with the dogs and my husband, or I prefer to be in Spain. Do you know what I mean? And I'm in a privileged position where I can say no, but I understand that earning that isn't going to make me happy. What more do I need?
100%. I completely agree with what you're saying as well, because earlier this year I was going through because anxiety wise, really badly, and people would say to me, but you're on Gogglebox, you do TikTok, you've got a good job, what is there to be worried about?
Doesn't take away these
and as you said, it doesn't, all of that stuff doesn't take away from those feelings day in, day out, 100%. So I completely get it.
Pick and choose. Sorry, you're on your whiteboard, darling. I'm just talking
We're
totally gone off the whiteboard.
No.
We don't need a whiteboard. Look at us. I'm swinging over to the straight side. All right, mate. Oh! I forgot I brought a present for you.
You brought me a present?
Well, I don't know. It's not really for you. I suppose it is more for you. But
I get it.
But it's for the studio. Hold on. I'll just slip over there. Darling, if you get me, pass me that bag. Here, darling, here.
This is so exciting.
The blue shopping bag. The blue. Now, so I moved house about a year ago.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm well excited.
And I'm still renovating, and there's still things I haven't got out. And Anyway. There's something that has never really been out. That's not me, Dan. I've always been out. Anyway, there's never really been out. My husband's like, no, we're not having that in the house. Do you know what I mean? It's anyway. So I was doing some other decorating just yesterday. I thought, oh, you know what? We're going to do that. So I just throw it because it's just in a cupboard. It's always going to be in bubble wrap. I thought, no. Because when I watched this, I thought, now we've got the gauge side.
Got the shelf.
We need a little bit of jus.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%.
So I've got a little picture. We'll throw that. Now, it's a bit water damaged as well.
This is the most iconic thing.
Now you can just put it on the shelf for now. But you can...
Wait, make sure it's not upside down.
Stop it already! I like it, I love it! Apart from the little gump there, do you see that? That was I never used to have that. Stop it, you like it?
No fucking way! No way! You are joking.
No, we'll just slip it in there now, darling.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
There you go. Like I say, my husband said, we're not putting that up anywhere. My husband! That's my bubble wrap. I haven't just farted. My husband is
absolutely
I don't have no
phenomenal.
pictures of any people famous, anyone I've got pictures with, because my husband won't have it because he's like, I don't like that. It's just a bit pretentious. So that picture's always been, that was for Cosmopolitan when I did a shoot for testicular cancer. Not that I had it, it was to promote awareness of it.
I'm shocked.
And I thought...
I'm shocked.
I don't even drink. And I thought, well, that's just in the, upstairs in the loft. And I put a lovely picture up on the wall. I painted a black wall. Lovely.
Yeah.
Looks lovely anyway. And I see that and I thought, after I watched it, I thought, what they need is you need your guests to bring in little gifts for you.
Oh, do you know what? That is such an incredible idea.
Something that they don't use,
I
that they
love
may
that.
not find, and you can just see if it's something on the desk or,
There we go, Jules.
I mean, look, you've got whoever and you've got me. But
thank you so much.
But apart from, like I said,
Thank you.
there's now in my early years, I was, she was snatched, darling. When I was in Lycra,
snatched, darling.
literally 8 shows a week in Lycra as Magical Miss and Mistopheles. Honestly, if I farted, you could see it go down that Lycra. Anyway, the thing is, there wasn't an inch of anything. Yeah, I mean, the skin, when you went like that, it just concertinaed slightly. Whereas now, and even on there, if you get in close, darling, if I get my glasses, I don't need glasses, I know, you can see there's a little bit of a gunt.
I'm sorry.
Just a little.
If that's what you call a gun,
yeah.
You should see me sitting in the bath.
Anyway, I thought I'm not going to get any use from it. So why not just give it to the boys?
Absolutely adore that.
So now you need whoever the next girl guest in is. Yeah. I was going to say someone really hot, like I'm really hot. Anyway, So now
let's
you need to get rid
prezzies.
of the poster and have someone who you've been actually, been in contact with up there.
Yeah,
So it
definitely.
feels, it feels like home.
No,
Unless
absolutely.
you're going to get her on. Who is she?
Pamela Anderson.
Is that Pamela? Fuck me, I do need these bifocals. Honestly, I got these from, I didn't go to the big one, the Specsavers, because they cost a fortune. I'm sorry. Just because you've got money don't mean you need to spend
My
it.
mum got a 3D eye scan the other day. I can believe it.
Darling, goggles for you. £40, very focal, and I got another pair for £25. I'm thanking you. Because when you get to that age, I bet your mum's the same. She wears glasses. Does she wear glasses?
Mum's got like Elton John style glasses.
Where are my glasses? They're on her head.
Yes.
Or you'll see she's like this because she can't find her glasses, and she'd be like that.
We got long side.
So she's that one. Because you put your glasses down somewhere. You have to buy multiple pairs of your glasses.
No, you don't.
Anyway,
Mum sat on Dad's before.
Yeah, no, Pammy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there's your gift. I forgot.
Thank you so much.
I've gone back home with that.
No, I absolutely adore it. What I want to touch on very briefly as well was the likes of Dancing on Ice,
Celeb Big Brother,
because iconic shows like
what was it like?
And that type of style of reality TV, like obviously shows a complete new side of you. So how was that?
Well, I mean, Dancing on Ice was great, and I think I was very well suited for it. Because although it was Dancing on Ice, I've never done ice skating, but I was there to critique, as Ashley Banjo is now, about the dancing side of it. So when people used to give Jason a hard time saying you've never been on ice, that wasn't the role.
Jason.
Jason's the funniest person you will ever meet.
Oh, he's lovely.
Literally, it was to give critique on the dance. So that's what I was there for.
Yeah.
They got me in and got me out. I did a year and that was it. Then they moved back to Jason, which was fine because me and Jason are best friends.
Of course.
I didn't care. Do you know what I mean? But it was fine. I was in and out. I got paid. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Job done.
It's a lovely show. Like, who was hosting when you were on there? Was it?
I think when I was there, it was Christine, lovely Christine Lampard.
Yeah.
I think, and Philip, I think. Yeah, it was
she's
Philip.
lovely,
Yeah.
isn't
She was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
I don't know if Holly was there for part of it and maybe then Christine come in. I can't remember. Anyway, she was lovely. Yeah, it was a great show. Do you know what I mean? It's like, in and out.
Done
Do you
it,
know what I mean?
In and out, get it done.
list.
George take notes.
Yeah. And then Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, that's.
I saw you
what?
lasted 2 days.
I think it's
2 days till
the end. Before the end.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was, I got offered a lot of money. I mean,
I bet that was intense.
That is a complete goal of mine. Big Brother's
when
always
you
been
get
one of those
offered
things.
enough to buy a small council estate somewhere, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's like, of course I'm going to say yes. If I fucking hate it, I'm going to say
that iconic
yes.
scene of you in the pool where you're like, my dad buys me all this stuff. And it was that lady who was like, see, I don't really do that. And you were just swimming around and you're like, no.
Well, that wasn't the one from Coronation Street, was it? She was
really
such a bitch. Do you know what? I'm not lying.
She was really digging you out as well.
No, do you know what? Literally, I went in there for the money.
Yeah.
Literally, you, if you weren't going to be paid to go and sit in somewhere for that, and like I say, the money I got paid for a month that I could stay in there, it was fucking great. Of course I'm going to say yes, even if I hated it. You're going to have to prize me out of there. I'm not going to leave. That money's going in my bank, and that helped buy my houses. That was what was in my mind. Do you know what I mean? But that woman, I can't remember her name.
It's just the whole.
She was a fucking bitch.
She was like, I fill up my dad's car. And you were like, and? You were just swimming around like, I don't care.
Yeah, I can't remember who
but
she was.
I rate that attitude because when you go in, a lot of people go in and
oh my God, they were
shows
so
like
playing
lose
the game.
themselves as well. And I feel like you stayed complete to who you were.
They were so literally, this is the thing. People see me on TV or whatever, like when I'm here, and I know I talk a lot and I seem to take over.
No,
I know.
That's why you're here.
But the thing is, people think, like, general public will think that I crave it, that as soon as I go out there, I'm going to be like, taxi, everyone recognise me. Do you know what I mean? And
no, it's assumptions,
the last thing is, actually, I don't want to be recognised. I don't walk around in the street. Okay, I've always got a cap on, and it's not because I think I'm like bigger than I am, but because I don't.
It's like I'm wanting attention, isn't it?
Because
like,
if people recognise me, they want, all right, they want splits.
Just want to go get some milk.
Fine. So I can walk down the street with my hat on, do everything, and then I could take it off and I can go, excuse me. And
the big reveal.
And then everyone can turn around and go, oh, you're that But otherwise, I can just get on.
Just want to chill.
And the same as when I was in the Big Brother, didn't give a fuck if I had airtime. I didn't give a fuck if I went out the first day. In fact, I was like, please send me out, because as long as I don't leave, they still pay me my full fee.
Yeah.
So only if you leave, then you get, I don't know if it was on pro rata or whatever, I don't know what it was. But if you left, then you wouldn't get your full fee. If you got kicked out, you get your full fee. I was more than happy to go after the first 5 days. I didn't want to be in there with them. Do you know what I mean? I don't fucking know them. They're not my friends. You know, there were some lovely people. Charlotte G. Shaw, absolutely loved her. Loved her, loved what she's done, loved what she's doing. Clever girl. People can say what they're long about her piss in the bed, but she's an entrepreneur and she has sorted her life. Good on her. You know, and there was, other people who were complete knobs. But I thought, I'm never going to see you again. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that was about money. Sure. That was about my future. You know, and the experience.
Would you do it again?
No. Well,
for the bag.
For the money, yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that hard. They definitely manipulated
and you are under a lot of pressure. You've got cameras everywhere. You're living with a load of strangers.
It's not about the cameras. You really do sort of forget about those. Yeah. It's about the producers. They do things deliberately to make people feel uncomfortable, and they create situations. But that is the whole thing about Big Brother. First of all, it was a social experiment. That's what it was. Yeah. So that's what they're still doing. So they would do things, deprive you of food, do this, do that, keep you up at night, and to make you have arguments. Yeah. So I knew what I was getting into.
Exactly.
And
I think that's the most important. If you're not naive to it and you know exactly what you're going into, and you could have that power in yourself to be like, I'm going to stay myself and do what I need to do. Then
I just bit the bullet and was like, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. This is my help in my future. This lump is a big lump. Yeah. And it's helping my future. So
get that big lump and get that bag.
Listen, can I just say, you don't do this for nothing. You do this to make you, increase your status, give you like a bigger following, and to make money to survive. Well, you got to. This is your job. So that's anyone what goes into these shows or whatever. When people may say, "Oh yeah, but they do," but that's what they do. That's their job. You chose to do this. They've chose to do this. That's their job. I mean, God, if I was younger and had a fucking huge dick, I would be on OnlyFans spinning it around like no one's business, because the money those kids are making is insane. But do you know what I mean? It's like, it's no one else's business.
It's never too late though.
Well, darling, I'm not going to grow it to that extent. Have you seen the size of some of them? I did sign up to one once just because I was so curious. I wanted to see, when they have their own videos and everything.
How was that?
And I wanted to see. Yeah, it was good, but it's like anything. Once it's like when you watch porn, once you've seen it once, it's like that one. Then you're done with that. So I was like, I've just paid $12.99 for a month. And I've got, a few videos coming up, but it's in the same, I'm done. Cheap, like I said, just Google. Just Google, just Google the name.
Well, do you know what? I was going to touch on future plans as well, but I feel like...
Not OnlyFans, no, definitely not.
So, anything else in the works? No? Just kind of take your life as it comes?
I don't have any plans.
Also, well, that brings me to my final question was, actually, George, I think you should ask this.
No, you ask me, George.
We wanted to know if, because obviously you got a lot of your fame from...
Did you just catch me looking at your crutch and you looked down at your crutch? I saw that! Didn't it? Don't you love that? I saw that! Literally, don't you do that? I hate that when you get caught. Now, I don't know why I looked down at your crutch there. Why was it? I
saw you first, so you went...
I think it might be because I watched one of your TikToks in your house.
Oh, no.
And I'm literally just last night saying after, I watched the show and you're in grey track pants. And I thought, well, he looks as though he's like all rightly packed. So I can't think. No. And there's a reason for it. And I was thinking, so I don't think he's got any penis
the
size
virginity
problem.
stuff.
Back to the virginity thing. So I don't think it's that.
What full circle of this pod?
So literally, I think subconsciously I just went crutching up. And then you went crutching up. But isn't that funny? When you're in the street and you do that.
Crutching up.
No, you'd see a straight man or that and you're talking like that. And then you'll see them walk off and go. And you think, fuck, I was caught.
My best mate Charlie and I always say, we always assume everyone's gay.
Cockwatch.
So we always go out and we're always like, we're always on cockwatch.
Fucking cockwatch on Compton, darling. On the Strasza, just like.
Anyway.
Oh, sorry, darling. Sorry.
I was just going to say... because obviously the way, like, a big part of you and your TikToks and all that is your flamboyancy and how you can move and stuff. Are you still as flexible?
No, I'm not as flexible as I was. I mean, literally, even when...
You have to practice that stuff, don't you?
Well, I was always very loose, so to speak. No, darling, I'm not talking about my hoop. Darling, honestly, it's like a fucking cat. It's like that. Especially once I got that hemorrhoid removed, I'm like that. Honestly. Anyway, no, but I was always naturally...
He's lost it.
I was always naturally loose.
Yes.
And also, when I became famous, I hadn't been dancing for like 10 years.
Right.
So that was natural facility.
Fine.
Yeah, I can still, like I say, no, I'm not going to do it now because you're not fucking paying. If you're paying... Then
Fine.
she can split them.
George, check the piggy bank.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Fucking pound ain't gonna do it.
Oh, well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. After what you've said as well, I feel very privileged that you're here speaking to us. It means a lot. It means a lot.
I think this is my first. I don't know. I've done another one. Great.
No, genuinely. After what you said, means a lot. Thank you so much for coming on. Being our second guest as well. Thank you for watching the first one. Thank you. You've given us some guidance. I really, really appreciate it. I know George does too. And hopefully off camera we can give some more tips about getting George out there and getting him going. Getting him going. George, what have you learned from today? From having Louie on my side, what have you learned?
I have honestly learned a lot today. I never knew, about the cockroach thing. No, I'm joking. No, I didn't know you suffered with anxiety and stuff like that as much as you did. So for you to explain it and stuff, do you know what I mean? And still be you and all stuff like that, I think that's props to you.
Look, you getting all deep this week as well.
Do you know what I mean? As you said, people think you're you are 24/7. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, kick your homosexual with a speech impediment. Yes, I know.
But you know what I mean? So to see that side of you and stuff, it's been really nice. And we really appreciate you coming on.
And I mean, I've learned a lot.
we have learned a lot.
I've learned a lot. But one thing I would take away is this incredible photo. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That will be going home with me into a dark room. I tell you that.
No!
I'm joking.
Don't do that. We can just go to the toilets here. No, I'm joking. I'm totally happily married. Totally monogamous.
But no, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
If you like the podcast, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, and
like it, rate it 5-star on Spotify, listen on Apple Podcasts, follow Louie Spence, of course, follow us too, follow Not My Bag.
Do it all, guys, do it all. You heard it from the man himself.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Ring that bell, 5-star it, Not My Bag, follow it, do it all. I mean, why wouldn't you? It can only get better. Toodle pip, we're out of here. Come on, boys. Let's talk about getting you fucked.
Let's go.
Come on, boys. That's
Are we skipping?
Yeah, I'm going out the straight side, darling. All right.